And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be having a look at the BBC, and specifically the impartialness of the BBC, the unbiased reporting of the BBC. Before we do though, I thought we'd have a quick look at the BBC's Royal Charter. Now this is what the BBC is supposed to run to. It's what their mission is supposed to be designed around. Now, if you didn't know, the original BBC Royal Charter was put in place by Elizabeth II. Now it has been adapted every single time since then, and it runs out every 10 years effectively, apart from once when it lasted 11. So I thought we'd actually have a look at the actual wording of the Royal Charter that's supposed to control the BBC. We're ready for this one. The BBC's mission? The mission of the BBC is to act in the public interest, serving all audiences through the provision of impartial, remember that word, impartial, high quality, remember that, high quality, and distinctive output and services which inform, educate and entertain. The public purposes, are we ready for this? To provide impartial news and information to help people understand and engage with the world around them. The BBC? The BBC should provide duly accurate and impartial news, current affairs and factual programme to build people's understanding of all parts of the United Kingdom and of the wider world. Its content should be provided to the highest editorial standards. Oh, they're not paying any attention to any of this at the minute, are they? It should offer a range and depth of analysis and content not widely available from other United Kingdom news providers. It's the same as all the others, isn't it, everyone? Including GB News, using the highest calibre presenters and journalists. Highest paid presenters and journalists maybe, not calibre, and championing freedom of expression so that all our audiences can engage fully with major local, regional, national, United Kingdom and global issues and participate in the democratic process at all levels. Democratic process, as active and informed citizens. So the words that we need to take from that are impartial, high quality and democratic process. So you see, they are actually held to a standard. Well, I've found this. This is the BBC interviewing George Galloway. Now, I don't agree with George on a lot of things. A lot of things. More than one video's worth of things. But he expertly dismantles this. She'll probably call herself a journalist. I would more than likely call her a party political activist. Watch this, everyone.
Why have you come to stand in this seat? You have nothing to do with this particular seat.
Would you ask that of any of the other candidates?
Have done. Yes,
Why
I have
they
done.
come to stand in this seat? Because there's an election. And the
but
election,
you're not a local man. Why wouldn't somebody vote for Kim Leadbeater, who is born and bred here and knows the constituency very well?
Oh my God, I'm shocked. That was political bias from the BBC.
Is there any need for me in this interview, or are you just going to give a party political broadcast? It's not where you're from that counts, it's what you can do.
So
I hope you never have to hire a lawyer, but I'm sure that if you do, you'll choose the best one, not the one that lives across the road.
I'm starting to think this lady's a little bit outgunned. It's a bit like taking your fee-fees to a punch-up.
But some of your campaign is surely about getting rid of Keir Starmer as the leader of the Labour Party.
Sure.
You've spoken about that.
Sure.
And you've talked about yourself being a revolutionary in the past. This kind of revolution, though, is a negative one, surely. What are your positive goals, other than trying to bring down the Labour leader?
Right, quick question, everyone. Who here thinks removing Keir sit-on-the-fence Starmer and Labour from a seat is a bad thing? Anyone? Anyone? I actually think that's a win.
I ask again, is there any point in me being in this interview? This is a party political broadcast. The people here have been left behind, neglected and taken for granted. Labour will lose this election. 100 yards from here is a listed building that used to be the police station. Labour closed it down and sold it to a property developer for the price of a chip shop. That's the kind of local issue that has got people very angry indeed at Labour. And you're going to see, look, all of your questions, I could give the same...
Let's talk about the Conservatives then, because they could have kept that police station open. They've been in power.
Now, obviously, this woman is a typical left waffer, isn't she? She's fully committed to the Labour cause and will do anything she can to smear everyone other than Labour. Now, She's trying to make out that the Conservatives could have done something about the police station. Let me tell you, this is a Labour seat. They wouldn't and couldn't and shouldn't. Labour's department, and she's going to try and throw that blame to someone else. The police station wasn't just shut down. This is what she's trying to make out, that it was just shut down and the government could have took back the building when the Conservatives got into power, and they could have made it a police station again, and therefore it's their fault. But what she doesn't highlight to is the fact that it was sold. The whole building was sold to a property developer. So what does she expect the government to have done at that point? Steal it back?
If you split the Labour vote...
There is no Labour vote. There are only voters.
OK, if you drive a wedge through the majority that Labour currently hold...
And there we have the elitism oozing out of the BBC again. Let me tell you this. When you assume that people are going to vote a specific party, that makes an arse out of you, not anyone else. You. George is right. There's no such thing as a Labour voter or a Conservative voter. We're all voters that need to be persuaded, one way or the other.
Surely you will be handing this election to the Conservatives. Is that what you want?
It's obviously not what you want, you're a biased bar steward.
Is this Labour TV or is it the BBC?
Same thing, George.
Are you happy to see the Conservatives gain power
There is no such thing as a Labour vote. There are only voters, individual human beings who have to be persuaded to vote for you. Now, your concern for the fate of the Labour Party in this constituency is touching, probably in breach of the BBC's charter.
I'm asking.
100% it is.
I'm fighting to win this election. If you vote for me, you'll get me. If you vote for me, you'll get me. I have no obligation to any other party in this election.
But how much of an obligation do you feel that you have to Batley and Spen?
You quite simply would never ask these questions of anyone else. You wouldn't ask the Liberal Democrat if he was happy to let in the Tories. Why are you asking me?
Because you're the person who's likely to take more of the vote than the Liberal Democrats are in this election, according to the polls.
I'm not sure how you know that, but it's encouraging of you to say so.
Well done, well done, George. That was well turned round. I've got to give him a clap for that one.
You've said it's about you. It should be about the people of Batley and Spen. How long do you? Just then you said it's about me. It's about votes for me.
Record. If you vote for me, you'll get me. If you vote for me, you'll get me. My programme and what I'm offering the people in this by-election. I gave you my time to speak about the issues in this election. All you have done from the first second is attack me on behalf of the Labour Party.
No, not at
all. Which is a very odd use of all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 BBC staff. It's an odd use of the taxpayers' money.
It's a licence fee payer, not a taxpayer.
What's the difference between a licence fee and a taxpayer?
It's a levy, not a tax.
Do you want to have a debate about that?
We would absolutely love to see that debate, wouldn't we, everyone?
Because people are sick paying the BBC for party political propaganda on behalf of the establishment. I think it would be a real signature sign-off for this constituency if they told everyone they were not going to be taken for granted anymore.
George Galloway from the Workers' Party, thank you very much for talking to us.
I'd be lying if I said thank you back.
That's okay, that's fine. You came, you talked to us.
When George said at the end, in there, remember, that they've probably broken their own charter, he's 100% correct with that one, isn't he? He's also correct in saying that that was a party political broadcast designed to smear George and his entire campaign. Problem for the BBC is, he obviously knows a lot more about Batley and Spen than they gave him credit for. They didn't do the homework, did they? And he had them on every opportunity. So well done, George. And it's more proof that the BBC are unfit for purpose. Defund the BBC and you do it. You don't wait for the government to do it. Just stop paying your licence. Stop watching the content. Stop watching the BBC altogether. Trust me, I did it years ago. It's a hell of a lot happier life. I'm telling you it is. But I'd like to know your opinion on this one. Do you think that they should be hauled for this one? Hauled in front of the hot coals? Because I do. That was absolutely disgraceful and completely a smear campaign. Dirty, dirty smear merchants, George. We've told you this for years. Stay sane, everyone. I'll see you on the next one.